In the midst of the Galactic War, a forgotten world lay in ruins. The planet Xylar, once teeming with life, now stood desolate after a devastating attack by a ruthless interstellar empire. Among the wreckage, a small alien girl named Nyla, barely 10 cycles old, wandered alone. Her once vibrant home had been reduced to a graveyard of twisted metal and broken dreams. Nyla's kind, the Xylarians, had always been a peaceful species, known for their advanced technology and diplomatic prowess. But their peaceful existence had been shattered by the aggressive expansion of the Kael'thor Empire. The Kael'thorians, known for their brutality, had launched a merciless campaign to wipe out any race that resisted their rule. Xylar had been one of their prime targets, and Nyla's family had perished in the initial onslaught. The galaxy had heard little of Nyla's plight. In the vast expanse of space, her cries for help went unheard, drowned out by the chaos of war and the indifference of the universe. Xylar's remaining survivors had fled or were lost in the rubble, and the young girl was left to fend for herself. As Nyla stumbled through the wreckage, her small frame covered in dirt and tears streaming down her cheeks, hope seemed like a distant memory. The once lush landscapes of Xylar had turned into barren wastelands, and the skies were perpetually shrouded in gray clouds. She had given up on finding safety or solace. Unbeknownst to Nyla, a ship from the United Earth Coalition, a force renowned for its humanitarian missions amidst the chaos of galactic conflict, had landed on Xylar. This ship, a sleek and imposing vessel known as the USS Resolute, was on a routine reconnaissance mission to assess the damage and aid any survivors. Dr. Ethan Hayes, a seasoned human medic aboard the USS Resolute, was tasked with conducting search and rescue operations. His years of experience had shown him the worst of galactic wars, but he had never been prepared for the sight that greeted him on Xylar. As Dr. Hayes and his team navigated the wreckage, they came across Nyla. She was huddled beneath a fallen beam, shivering and clutching a small tattered blanket. Her eyes, once full of life, were now vacant and hollow. Hayes's heart ached at the sight of the lone survivor in such a dire condition. Without hesitation, Hayes approached Nyla, kneeling beside her. His compassionate eyes met hers, and for a moment, the chaotic world around them seemed to pause. He gently introduced himself, his voice soft and reassuring. "Hi there, I'm Dr. Hayes. You're safe now. We're here to help." Nyla looked up at Hayes, her eyes filled with a mix of fear and hope. She had heard stories of humans before, of their bravery and kindness, but had never imagined encountering one in such a bleak situation. Hayes carefully lifted her from the debris, wrapping her in a warm blanket he had brought. The medics team quickly set up a makeshift medical station nearby, providing Nyla with food, water, and medical care. Hayes tended to her injuries, his hands skilled and gentle. He worked tirelessly to restore some semblance of comfort to the frightened child. As days passed, Nyla began to heal, both physically and emotionally. Hayes stayed by her side, talking to her, sharing stories of Earth, and showing her kindness that she had almost forgotten. He was determined to make sure Nyla knew she was not alone anymore. Through his efforts, Nyla gradually opened up, revealing the pain and loss she had experienced. The bond between the human medic and the alien girl grew stronger each day. Hayes became a beacon of hope and stability in Nyla's life, a symbol of the compassion that could still exist in the galaxy despite the ongoing conflict. His dedication went beyond mere duty. He genuinely cared for Nyla and her well-being. Eventually, the USS Resolute was ready to depart, and Nyla was set to leave Xylar with the crew. She had been adopted into the ranks of the United Earth Coalition, becoming a symbol of resilience and hope amidst the galactic turmoil. Hayes, who had been her savior and friend, would continue to be a mentor and protector. The galaxy would eventually come to know Nyla's story, the story of a brave alien girl who had been abandoned by all but one human medic. It would serve as a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the universe, compassion could shine through. As the USS Resolute soared through the stars, leaving Xylar behind, Nyla gazed out of the ship's window, her eyes reflecting the light of distant suns. She had found a new home and a new family, and while the scars of her past would always remain, the kindness of one human medic had given her a future filled with hope. And so, Amidst the vast and often harsh universe, the story of Nyla and Dr. Ethan Hayes became a beacon of humanity's best qualities, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, there is always room for compassion, courage, and a helping hand.